We got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, a warning this Friday, I'm going to lose my shit. I don't give a damn about my language. I don't care what I'm about to say. TikTok, for all I know, I'm going to get booted and bounced off of TikTok live this morning. I don't give a damn. This is going to be a rant. This is going to be a Joe Walsh losing his shit. Donald Trump is a 9/11 denier. The Republican candidate for president is a 9/11 conspiracist. He believes 9/11 was an inside job. He doesn't believe Islamic terrorists really attacked us and killed almost 3,000 people on 9/11. He believes it was an inside job. Donald Trump believes our government was behind 9/11. Yeah, you heard me right. Donald Trump believes our government was behind 9/11. He is a 9/11 truther. He is a 9/11 denier. Bullshit. I am sick and tired of beating around the bush when it comes to who Trump is. 2 days ago, Ground Zero, a 9/11 memorial service. Donald Trump's special guest is some hideous nut named Laura Loomer, who is a 9/11 denier, who is a 9/11 truther, who is a 9/11 conspiracist. Did you hear what I said? Donald Trump, 2 days ago on 9/11 at Ground Zero at a memorial service, a 9/11 memorial service, Donald Trump's special guest was a 9/11 denier, was someone who believes 9/11 was an inside job and our government was behind it. And Trump took that woman with him to the 9/11 memorial service. Hey, defend that. Every Trump supporter listening to me right now, damn it, defend that. 9/11. Do you remember 9/11? Do you remember what hit us on 9/11? Do you remember, Trump supporters, damn it? Do you remember what happened on 9/11? Do you remember those two towers? You remember the Pentagon? You remember the plane that crashed head first, nose first into the Pennsylvania countryside? You remember that? And almost 3,000 souls were killed. You remember that day, and you remember who did it, and do you remember who was behind it? And here we are 23 years later, and the Republican candidate for president has a special guest on 9/11 at a 9/11 memorial service who is a 9/11 denier, who has accused our government. You follow me? Are you paying attention to me? 2 days ago, 9/11, a 9/11 memorial service, Trump is with, arm in arm, he's with someone who believes our government committed 9/11. Our government was behind the killing of those 3,000 people. So I'm left, Nancy Newman Holt. You are a cockroach, Joe. 9/11 was an inside job. God bless you, Nancy. But you weren't with Trump on 9/11. Laura Loomer was, and she believes that same damn thing. And I guess the important point today is I'm probably not going to reach Nancy. I'm a cockroach, and she believes 9/11 was an inside job. So I'm figuring I ain't reaching Nancy. But for 90-some% of the American people who understand and believe, who are not 9/11 conspiracists. Look, if you believe 9/11 was an inside job, if you believe our government flew planes into those towers, if you believe that, if you believe our government killed almost 3,000 people, I ain't reaching you today. God bless you. You have a glorious life with Laura Loomer and Donald Trump. But I don't believe Bob Hawkins and all the rest of you. I don't believe most of you. I don't believe most of you Trump supporters believe that 9/11 was an inside job. Believe that no, Joe, it wasn't Islamic terrorists behind 9/11. It was our own government, Joe. But you know what? I'm not even talking about that now because that's nutso. That's cuckoo. I don't care right now. I'm not debating that. I'm not having a respectful conversation about that. Happy to have a social contract, respectful conversation about who was behind 9/11 any day of the week. Not now. What I'm saying right now is the Republican nominee for president is a 9/11 denier. And I don't think, and you know what? I am so freaking sick and tired of beating around the bush with Trump and who he is. He had as his special guest on 9/11 2 days ago to remember that horrific day, to give remembrance for that horrific day that we all remember. Donald Trump's special guest that day was someone who believes our government was behind 9/11. What a fucking insult that was. How fucking despicable that is of Trump to do that. And it's not a staffing problem. It's not the responsibility of Trump's handlers, the people around Trump, that Trump had this nut with him on 9/11 2 days ago. No, that's on Trump. And so when I led this show by saying, you know what? Trump is a 9/11 denier. Donald Trump believes our government was behind 9/11. Look, I don't know what else to say. Trump doesn't deserve any cushion here, any space, any grace. Trump doesn't deserve any grace. He took a 9/11 conspiracist with him to ground zero 2 days ago. What a fucking insulting thing for Donald Trump to do. Nobody else. And I don't give a damn about Laura Loomer. What a fucking insulting thing for Donald Trump to do. He is who he is. And you cannot defend this. There isn't a Trump supporter on God's green earth that can defend this unless you believe 9/11 was an inside job. And then I'm sorry, you and I just don't have it today. I'm so tired of putting any nuance. I stopped with nuance when it comes to Trump years ago. I stopped with questions about Trump years ago. He is who he is. He gets no excuses. He gets no forgiveness. He gets no grace. Donald Trump 2 days ago, by taking this 9/11 denier with him, by arm in arm hanging out on 9/11 at the memorial service with someone who believes our government purposely had almost 3,000 people killed on 9/11, Donald Trump is telling us exactly who he is. There's no wiggle room. And again, I then am only left with Trump is a 9/11 denier. The Republican nominee for president believes our government was behind 9/11. I'll die on that hill. Look, there's zero difference. Either you are a 9/11 denier or you took a 9/11 denier with you 2 days ago to Ground Zero for the memorial service. There's zero difference. You deserve zero grace. What an ugly, insulting thing to do. There's no defense for this. No, Zane, I don't have high blood pressure. My blood pressure is absolutely fine, weirdly so. Shame on you. There's no defense for this. Donald Trump 2 days ago gave a middle finger to the United States of America. The Republican nominee for president 2 days ago gave a middle finger to the United States of America. Shame on any damn American who would vote for him. You are voting for a traitor. You are voting for a traitor. Donald Trump gave a middle finger to the families of those almost 3,000 men and women who were killed on 9/11. Donald Trump just looked at their families and said, screw you. Screw you. Donald Trump just gave a middle finger to every one of his supporters, to every single one of you. He's put you in that position again where, and you won't, because there is no defense, James. There is no fucking defense. Defend it. Defend it. Defend it now. Somehow defend. Tell me. I'll scroll down. I'll look at the comments. Defend right now Trump on 9/11 at a memorial service. As his special guest, he had a 9/11 denier. He had someone with him who believes 9/11 was an inside job. Our government was behind it. Defend that, damn it. Defend it. Thump your chest and defend Trump doing that. I'm waiting. And I don't give a damn if you fire insults at me. By the way, you fire insults at me, shut up, you're stupid, blah, blah, blah. You know what? That tells me you can't defend him. Every single insult, and I hate you, and screw you, and go to hell, and everything else you're saying over here to me, that tells me you can't defend him. That just buttresses what I'm saying. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Trump supporters. You are proving my point. You cannot defend what Donald Trump did. You can't. And you're embarrassed by it. You're ashamed of it, but you can't say that. You're angry. You're as angry as I am that Trump had a 9/11 conspiracist with him on 9/11 2 days ago. You are every bit as pissed off, Trump supporter, as I am, but you don't have the courage to say that. I'll defend it. He's a stupid human being and only cares about himself. Well, yeah, music geeks, that's right. There is no defense. Donald Trump is who he is. And by voting for him, you're telling us that you're perfectly fine with who he is. You're telling the American people, if you vote for him, you're glad that on 9/11, at a memorial service, to remember the victims of that terrorist attack on America, you're telling every American that you're fine that Donald Trump had with him a 9/11 denier. Oh, absolutely, Rob Morris. Understand what I'm saying, Rob. That person, everybody has a right to their opinion. Laura Loomer has a right to her opinion. I will defend Laura Loomer's right until I die to say that our government was behind 9/11. Don't misunderstand me. Donald Trump is not a great human being. Donald Trump is a hideous human being. Defend it, Lydia. Defend it, Lydia. Defend Donald Trump having a 9/11 denier with him 2 days ago. Defend it. Lydia, defend it. Don't tell me Trump's a great man. Look, take this. Are you glad that Trump had with him on 9/11 someone who denies 9/11 happened? Are you fine with that, Lydia? Answer that. No, no, no. Everybody listening to me, understand what I'm saying. I would defend until my death Laura Loomer's right to say her opinion about 9/11. That's not what I'm saying here. She has a right to lie. And if you believe our government was behind 9/11, you are that's a lie. That's a conspiracy. You are sadly misinformed. You are sadly down a rabbit hole that you got to get out of. But right now, I'm not addressing you and that right now. Maybe we'll devote another show one day to what really happened on 9/11. I don't have the time or the patience to do that today. I'm only pointing out to you what Trump did, and it's fucking despicable. And you know it. You know it. But you don't have the courage. I love you. I was at an event. Lydia, I love Trump. But again, Lydia, he had Laura Loomer with him. Laura Loomer is a 9/11 denier. I know, Lydia, you love Trump. Are you glad that Trump had a 9/11 denier with him? Just answer that, Lydia. And if you can't answer that, then I know in your heart, you find it wrong too. I was on a college campus last night, and there were some questions asked of me. I made a presentation, and people asked me, how can Trump supporters be so despicable? And I said, stop that. Donald Trump supporters are not at all despicable. Donald Trump supporters, in the main, like every American in the main, they are good, decent people. And they're scared and confused and they're angry and they've been fooled and deceived and lied to by Donald Trump. And too many of them have clung to him. And too many of them, because of all of that, ignore all the bad stuff he does. But they're good people, which is why, Lydia, I spend so much time talking to Trump supporters, because they're good people. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life engaging with Trump supporters to try as best as I can to help Trump supporters see the light and see how much they've been lied to by Donald Trump and all of his media sycophants. And on this one, I'm going to die on this hill. I will die on this hill. I enjoy putting the ultimate despicable things that Trump does in front of you. I enjoy putting this in front of you, Trump supporters, because you need regular gut checks. And I'm fine. I'm fine that nobody. Well, there's an honest answer. Zane just said, I don't care if Trump had a 9/11 denier with him. Zane, I appreciate the honesty. I don't care if Trump had a 9/11 denier with him. I just know that Trump is going to fix the economy. Zane, I mean it. I appreciate your honesty. You don't care. Thank you, brother. Thank you for at least answering my question and being honest. And there may be many of you out there who don't care that on 9/11, Trump had a 9/11 denier with him. You don't care. I know many of you don't care. That's an honest answer. You can't defend it. Like, I think even Zane would say it's wrong. Zane, I don't mean to speak for you, but I'm going to speak for you. I think Zane, if I had Zane and we're sitting at a bar and I'm drinking my tequila, Zane, I don't know what you drink. I think you'd probably tell me privately, yeah, that's fucked up. You know, damn, I wish Trump hadn't done that. Come on now. It's 9/11. It's a memorial service, and you're bringing a 9/11 truther, denier, conspiracist with you. Come on, Trump. That's messed up. I wish Trump hadn't done that. I think, Zane, you would privately tell me that, and then you'd honestly say, but you know what, Joe? I don't care. Trump's going to fix the economy. Oh, I guess Zane, for the record, I don't want to speak for Zane. There, I just learned Zane just said 9/11 was an inside job. So everything I said that Zane would say to me if Zane and I were sitting at a bar drinking tequila and whatever Zane drinks, I take back, because Zane believes 9/11 was an inside job and our government was behind it. Again, Zane, I appreciate the honesty. I guess just newsflash. If you believe that, I feel really, really bad for you, because you're lost. Certainly on 9/11, you're lost. If you believe our government was behind 9/11, our government was behind the flying of those planes into those buildings. If you believe that, you're lost. On that issue, you're lost. And I ain't pulling you back right now. But just newsflash to everybody, most Americans rightly don't agree with Zane and don't agree with Laura Loomer and don't agree with Donald Trump. They don't agree. They don't believe that our government was behind 9/11. So politically, pretty stupid of Trump to have a 9/11 denier with him yesterday. Really freaking stupid. But again, who cares, right? Who cares? Of all the things that Donald Trump has said and done to make manifestly clear that he is a horrible person, he is a traitor, he is an ignorant, dishonest, un-American guy. Of all the things he's said and done, this one is right there at the top. What a fucking insult. First of all, accusing our government of a crime. And again, remember, for the purposes of this show, there is zero space between Laura Loomer and Donald Trump. There is zero wiggle room. Laura Loomer is an election denier. She was Trump's special guest on 9/11 2 days ago. That means Donald Trump is an election denier. End of story. There is zero wiggle room between the two. What an ugly, ugly lie to accuse you. And I call Trump a traitor all the time because I believe Donald Trump is a traitor to this country. And here's Donald Trump accusing his own government of flying those planes into those buildings. What a traitorous, treasonous, ugly, un-American thing to say. But he's the Republican nominee for president. Amen, TikTok. Donald Trump is an insult to everybody in our military. Donald Trump is an insult to every firefighter who lost their lives on 9/11. Donald Trump just gave his middle finger to firemen and firewomen, fireworkers all over the country today. Donald Trump, again, 2 days ago, with this 9/11 denier, Donald Trump gave a middle finger to every firefighter who sacrificed, did their job, and sacrificed on 9/11. MAGA, 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 but you love him, right? Donald Trump gave his middle finger to every military man and woman who lost their lives after 9/11 in the war on terror, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and all over that region. Donald Trump, by embracing a 9/11 denier, by embracing someone who believes our government was behind it, Donald Trump just gave a middle finger to every service member who lost their lives in the war on terror these past 23 years. But MAGA, MAGA, you love Trump. There's no excuse. There's no nuance here. Trump again showing you who he is. It's like his debate. He was like an ignorant idiot and cruel fool in the debate. It's not his staff's fault. It's not his debate prepper's fault. It's Trump's fault. Donald Trump is who he is. And so on 9/11, at Ground Zero, at a memorial service to remember those souls lost, when one of history's ugliest acts of Islamist terror hit this country. And on that day, 2 days ago, Donald Trump's special guest was a 9/11 denier who believes our government was behind it. Donald Trump told you exactly who he is. And so if you vote for Trump, you're telling us who you are. And I suppose you're telling us that you believe 9/11 was an inside job, so you're with Trump and Laura Loomer. Or you're telling us, yeah, that's crazy. That's cray-cray stuff, Joe. But I don't care that Trump did it. I want Trump to fix the economy or do whatever. So I don't care. Then you're telling us that you don't care that Trump is a 9/11 denier because you want Trump to fix the economy or whatever, cut your taxes, whatever. Maybe that's some of you. Or you're a Trump supporter, and even though you won't say anything to me right now, you're pissed off that he did this. You are so insulted that he did this, that you might reconsider your vote of Trump. Because like this is beyond. A 9/11 denier? Trump believes our government was behind 9/11? And so now you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can vote for Harris, but man, what a fucking ugly, despicable human being he is. That's it. I can't vote for him. Maybe you're in that category. But what I know is this. Even of you, the few of you who are 9/11 was an inside job kind of people, all the rest of you, and I will die on this hill too, I know that all the rest of you are bothered by what Trump did 2 days ago. I know you are. You're afraid to say it. You've got fear because like you've tied yourself to this guy, and you do believe he could do some good. But you know what he did 2 days ago was wrong. You know it's wrong for him to believe one of history's ugliest conspiracy theories. You know it's wrong. I know. I die on this hill all the time. The vast majority of Trump supporters are good, decent people. And I know that's you. And you know what Trump did was wrong. But you're too afraid to say anything. Like so many of my former Republican colleagues in Congress who the past 2 days have been, oh my God, what the fuck did Trump do? That's horrible. They don't have the balls or the decency to say that. And we get mad at politicians who don't say what they believe. Well, Trump supporters, I'm getting mad at you because you're the same way. You don't have the courage to come out publicly and say, Joe, I'm a Trump supporter, but what he did was wrong. But I know you'll look in your head, and I know you'll look in your heart. And I know in the next 55 days, some of you will do a real gut check. And some of you will say, that's it. He crossed the line. I can't support him. I don't know like me, if you can support Kamala Harris, but I know some of you are going to say, that's it. I can't do it. Just a reminder. What Trump did yesterday proved again that he is a traitor to this country. The Republican nominee for president is a traitor to this country. And if you vote for him, you're voting for a traitor. I'm not going to criticize you, but you're voting for a traitor. And by the way, final issue, you're voting for a coward too. Trump came out yesterday and said, no mas, no mas, no mas. He pulled a Roberto Duran. No mas, I'm done. No more debates. Donald Trump, big tough guy. No more debates. I don't want to stand on a stage with Kamala Harris anymore and get my butt kicked. Donald Trump said no more debates. He does not want to have any more debates with Kamala Harris. Why? Pretty clearly, he knows he got beat. He knows that the more people see of her, they like her. The more they see of him, they don't like him. He was embarrassed 3 nights ago. No mas. I loved Roberto Duran, by the way. Kurt, I loved Roberto Duran. No mas. Donald Trump was embarrassed 3 nights ago. And what we've always known, the one consistent thing about Donald Trump is, the beautifully consistent thing about Trump, all Donald Trump cares about is Donald Trump. He doesn't give a fuck about any of you. TikTok, he doesn't give a fuck about any of you on TikTok. We clearly know he doesn't give a fuck about America. He's a 9/11 denier. He doesn't give a damn about America. He doesn't give a damn about any issue. Donald Trump's entire life, he has only cared about Donald Trump. And so Donald Trump, the thing, was really embarrassed at that debate 3 nights ago. Donald Trump doesn't want to be embarrassed again. That's why he won't debate again. Final thought. At my speech last night, a 40-something-year-old black guy came up to me. He's a Kamala Harris supporter, but he said to me something smart, and I agree with it. He said, Kamala's got to get out there. Kamala's got to hold press conferences. Kamala's got to hold town halls. Kamala's got to take questions from the American people. And I agree with that. And he said, this is a Kamala Harris supporter. He said to me last night, if she doesn't, I'm concerned she might not win. And so Democrats, Kamala Harris supporters, if you're listening to me, I've been preaching this sermon now for a while. Kamala Harris needs to get out there. I'm concerned she won't win. This race is neck and neck right now. Kamala Harris right now is neck and neck with the traitor. Kamala Harris right now is neck and neck with the 9/11 denier. And I'm concerned if Kamala Harris doesn't get out there and hold town halls and take questions from everybody and hold press conferences and take questions from all the media, I'm concerned Kamala Harris won't win. I'm concerned Kamala Harris will lose to a traitor. She will lose to a 9/11 denier. I don't want that to happen. That would be really bad for America because Trump is bad for America. So the 45-year-old black guy said to me last night, great guy, said, Kamala Harris supporter, she's got to get out. I hope she gets out. Kamala Harris, Democrats, Harris supporters, Kamala, get out there. You're good at it. It will help you. Take questions unfiltered from regular people. Take questions unfiltered from the media. You will be good at it. You are good at it. It will help you. And I think you need to do it. You need to do it to beat this traitor. This person who 2 days ago accused our government of being behind 9/11. It don't get more despicable than that. You can't get more despicable than Donald Trump. Kamala Harris, get out there and you'll beat him. Everybody else, God bless you. Do some soul searching. Trump supporters, I got some homework for you. By the way, Democrats listening to me right now, your homework is bombard the Harris campaign and tell them to get her out there. That's your homework this weekend. Trump supporters, your homework this weekend is do some self-reflection. Come on. Do some soul searching. Ask yourself. Dig deep. Dig down deep, Trump supporters. Down there into your goodness, into your head and into your heart, into your innards. Get down in there and ask yourself, do you really want to support someone who believes our government had almost 3,000 people killed on 9/11? Do some soul searching this weekend, Trump supporters. Can you really support that? You want to email me? Anybody email me, joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. That's all one word. Joe Walsh, white flag, all one word, @gmail.com. Have a great weekend. Be brave.
Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.